Hey David, so looking at your project, you mentioned that you were having trouble with the words not animating along the motion guide. So it's either usually one of two things. One, it's not sitting right at the very beginning and end of the path. So what you can do with that is move it around. So as I started to do that, see how that black dot is to the upper left hand corner of my mouse? That already tells me that there's something wrong with the build. And then there's this tiny little control point over here. Sorry, that's my phone. And it moves every time I move your text. So that's the second thing that usually happens is you originally built your symbol. Like if I go up to modify and convert to symbol and see how it says the registration point is in the upper left hand corner. Well, for some reason your registration point is off, and I think it's because you might have went into the text after the fact and made it smaller. So if I double click inside of here, now I can take this middle pivot point and kind of put it on that same registration point, and I can even make that registration point in the upper left hand corner, but we're just going to do it in the center for now. Go back out to scene 1, and now you can see like your animation is like weird and off, and that's just because the registration point was so separate from the actual artwork. So we'll go to the first keyframe and pop that control point right at the very end or the beginning of the motion guide, and then we'll come over here and pop it at the very end, and now we should be able to see what's going on. And it still doesn't work. So we're going to click in here. We're going to make sure it says color and scale along the path. There you go. So as you can see, a little bit goes a long way, and you were just probably trying to test it out. So you made these really thick to see if it was going to do something. But when you make it thick, it goes a long, long way. So you can see it gets bigger, smaller, etc. So it's just a common mistake that happens with these, and just something that was hard to explain by typing, so I wanted to let you know that's what happened. So just be careful when you're creating your symbol that you're not moving from that point. So if you click in here, you can't really see it all that well, but if you go into the library and you click, see how this, well, that's a tween. So it's a little bit harder because these are all white, but here's your text right here. So you don't want to change something after the fact and move it away from that point, because then everything's kind of off. So, all right, there you go.